Howdy kids. So you may think we are at Devil's Den, but we are not. But we're not too far from it. Now we're getting a little bit of sun. I tried to time this because the sun's playing peekaboo. Just want to give you an impression, okay? Now granted, look, trees are finally budding. Just want to give you something of an impression of the direction in which Hood's men and Robertson's men and Benning's men may have came when approaching Devil's Den. Now, I've given a number of tours here. The whole year round. It is still early spring, or by the time you see this, it may be getting into mid-spring. But there's a good reason why I'm doing this now, and that is tick season. As I've mentioned a couple times, probably already got my first tick of the year. And while you do see a path here, you're still close enough to the tall grasses where you'll likely pick one up when things get just a bit warmer. There have been ticks out a little bit, but you know, of course, it's going to get a lot worse soon. So you can see the witness tree there. Devil's Den is just kind of on the right side of the slope. And again, when we get to the road, I'll give you some more coordinates, kinda. But, and as you can see out here, as I pointed out before, last spring probably, this area, while you can kind of call it a plain or a field, is still strewn with boulders. So it didn't make for easy going, but at the same time, it certainly helped out the Rebs, because it gave them some cover. Houck's Ridge kind of starts there to the left of the witness tree and goes back a bit, and that's where some Union artillery, a small battery of artillery, was positioned. And now you can see Devil's Den in view. So that was a short walk. Give you some signage here. Benning's Brigade, 2nd Division, 5th, 17th, 20th Georgia Infantry. July 2nd, formed in line about 4 p.m. in rear of Law and Robertson's brigades. Moving forward in support, took active part in the conflict, which resulted in the capture of the Devil's Den together with a number of prisoners and 3 guns of Smith's 4th New York Battery, which again was positioned right up there at the foot, I guess you'd say, of Houck's Ridge. Now I'm not going to walk you up to Devil's Den because we've already done a bit of that, and I'm afraid to say we're going to do a bit more. So, looking back, wind's pretty bad, but I've got things baffled, so hopefully it's not too bad. So we just came in this direction here, and a number of soldiers certainly came that way. But as I mentioned a good handful of videos ago, they kind of split this patch of trees here. And believe it or not, someone can please correct me if I'm wrong, but a number of men actually came to the left, or their right, kind of through the Valley of Death here. The boulders, most of the boulders are down in the ravine by Plum Run, of course, but it's not so bad. Here, I'll take you down. Oh, and one other thing I want to mention on the way back. since I've got time. This path is likely here for a good reason, and a few soldiers, I believe, came through this way as well. Pretty crazy if you think about it. Not easy going. Gosh, when this place starts to green up and bloom, it's just beautiful, guys. You got to come down to this area below Devil's Den. Look at that boulder. Good God Almighty. I was just thinking to myself about, you know, earth science and stuff, and you know, in time, Plum Run may swell. It may start to sink some of the lower boulders, and you know, who knows, in 100 million years or so, this boulder may topple. It also may not. But one distressing thing that bothers me is, if you look here, they have cleared much of this area. And a lot of these cut, we can barely call them stumps because it's a small tree. But much of what has been cut in this area includes a good handful of redbud trees, which were here last spring. So, in mourning, I guess you can say, I'll post a link to a video of this area last spring, because this spring you will not see it as it was last year, which is very unfortunate. Here's a big cleared area. This is most of what they cleared right here. From here to here. This whole area they just cleared. And I noticed it as soon as I started walking down this way. I was like, wait a minute, something isn't right. And it's really too bad. What's bothering me is I have no idea why they did it. No idea at all. I was racking my brain for a couple minutes, and I have no idea why they cleared this area at all. The one reason that I came up with, and it's a lousy reason, is to give a more expansive view of the area. But the redbud trees are just beautiful. Just beautiful, and I think it's a real shame that they cleared this. They probably may have a good reason as to why they did so. But I'm racking my brain and I can't really come up with one. To reiterate, the redbud trees were not here at the time of the battle. The National Park Service planted them kind of to beautify the area. And beautiful it was. And I'm looking around and there's still some redbud trees in the area, just not in that patch. And that was just a beautiful, beautiful place of the park. Despite all the death that happened here, again, I think we can remember the past and learn from it, hopefully. Not that we really learn from the past so much, but we can try to without living in it. But if you look here, what do we got? We got a redbud tree starting to bud. It'll still probably be about, I'd say about 2 weeks or so. So, I may take off next week, guys, but we will be back. And we will certainly be back to see the redbud bloom. So, until then,